Well, hello everybody. How are you? I hope you are doing well. If you're like me, you are in self-isolation, which has been fun so far. Myself and everyone who is on the Young Living tour around Australia and New Zealand, we have to be in self-quarantine for 14 days, simply because we got into Australia from New Zealand like 15 hours after the cutoff. But that's fine, doesn't matter. I think we're all feeling quite healthy and well. Hello, Michelle. But I thought I would jump on and just give some of my top tips for health and wellness. You know, we all want to stay above that wellness line, right? The not so nice things happen underneath the wellness line. So I just thought I would share some top tips. And I've got hair somewhere on my face. Gotta love a live video. So I'm just going to go through a few things. Yeah, just a broad thing just to keep us healthy and well. So these are things that we tend to do anyway, really. So first I want to talk a bit about diet. Food is medicine, and I think this is really the big thing. So whether I'm dealing with someone in clinic for a hormone issue or for a mood issue or whatever it is, autoimmune conditions, it all comes back to food. Not all, but a big part of that is food. So I think we have to talk about that. So when it comes to staying healthy and well, there are things that we want to make sure that we consume and other things that we make sure, we don't want to. So I see everyone saying hello, which is so beautiful. Hi, guys, but I'm not going to say hi individually or the replays just end up being like, hi, hi, hi. So sorry, I'm not being rude. All right, so with it, things that we want to consume, let's eat whole, real food, right? That's the biggest thing. Just eat the real stuff. So this is where, like, with what's going on now, I don't really understand why so many people, I mean, I do understand. If we feel like we have to self-isolate, I understand non-perishables are important, but we don't want to be eating foods like refined carbohydrates or sugar, but refined carbohydrates like breads, pasta, cereals, crackers, all of that sort of stuff, they actually act like sugar within the body and they suppress our immune system. So we want to be really careful that we don't consume those things. So be mindful of, lots of people are doing baking at the moment, but using traditional flours and sugar. So again, yes, bake, I'll do some baking, but use coconut flours and almond flours and natvia, so stevia, erythritol, that sort of stuff instead, just so that you don't depress or suppress your immune system just by eating these refined carbs and sugar. I think eating, again, like I said, the whole real foods are important. So, I mean, even I didn't go, Chris went to the shops for us, getting, a few cauliflowers so that we could do like a broccoli and cauliflower soup one day or a cauliflower fried rice or something like that instead. You can chop up your fresh veggies and chuck them into the freezer. That's no problem, right? If there's nothing left in the frozen section, get them fresh and then freeze them yourself. So that way, again, you still have real foods that are nourishing to your body. Lots and lots of veggies, because this is where we get all of our vitamins and our minerals, but fiber as well. And fiber is really important for your microbiome. When I was traveling with Dr. Dingle, he even said that fiber is even beneficial for your respiratory microbiome. So make sure you're getting lots of fiber, but again, not from the refined carbohydrates, more so from your veggies and some fruit. Your veggies and your fruit also will give you lots of different antioxidants as well, which is really important. So those of you who are Young Living members, you can see I'm being mindful of my language. So, I'm not going to talk anything specific here in terms of immune stuff. We're just talking about staying healthy and well, right? So add in lots of different herbs and things as you're cooking and different spices. So, garlic, onions, ginger, turmeric, all of those sorts of things help to keep you really healthy and well. Herbs, again, I like to use fresh, but I also like to use the essential oil as well. So I do always pretty much in everything that I cook, put some fresh herbs in there. So we've got like basil tonight, we're having some stuff with sage. You can do coriander, parsley, all of that sort of stuff. And what gives the therapeutic benefit in these things is actually the essential oil. And that's why with our Young Living oils, we can use 38 or 39 of them thus far, as food flavoring. So things like, ginger, I will use some fresh ginger, but I'll also use the essential oil. Same thing with basil or parsley or oregano, those sorts of things. Because again, it's the essential oil that has the therapeutic property, but depending on the type of essential oil that you use, which is why I choose Young Living, the essential oil can have up to 70 times more effect than just a dried herb. So just think about that when you're using it. Quality does matter. That's the thing that I will say here. If you are going to use essential oils in your cooking, just be mindful of what you are using. The other thing when it comes to food is we want to make sure that we're consuming foods that support our gut, right? Because most of our immune system is in our gut. So I highly recommend that you get rid of things that irritate or inflame your gut. So things like gluten, different grains can even upset your gut. If you have an autoimmune condition, then I recommend that you look at the autoimmune diet. Just because, again, if we are messing with our gut health, that's going to negatively impact our health and wellness. So you'd have to cut out a bunch of other things, but also add in gut supporting stuff. So, I really like the NutriOrganics bone broth. So they've got chicken and they've got beef, but they also have vegetable stuff as well. So we know, it even says it on the damn package, immune well-being, right? This is great for immune health. And I traveled with this as well. And I was drinking this a lot when I was traveling. But it's great from an immune perspective to support our health and wellness. But also I like the NutriOrganics collagen at the same time. I use this in a smoothie every day, so does Chris, but collagen does not change the taste or the texture of anything that you put it in. So you can chuck it in yogurt or soups or anything like that, even like a nice cup of tea or whatever. But collagen is great for gut repair, so you can do that as well. And then you want to make sure you're looking for specific nutrients that support your well-being. So things like zinc, vitamin C, essential fatty acids, vitamin D as well. Again, antioxidants, olive leaf as well. These are all things that can really help keep us healthy and well and live above that wellness line. Other things you want to do is make sure that you exercise. So for myself, I live in a townhouse. You can see that's the back of my house, and the front of my house is a mat far in front of us. So, trying to pace back and forth and go up and down the stairs and that sort of thing. But as gyms and things close down, because I suspect that's probably the way that things are going, you might want to do some home workouts as well. So there's a couple of people on YouTube that I really like. So if you like yoga, or if you're actually not that into yoga like me, I'm not actually that into yoga, but I really like Yoga with Adriene on YouTube. She's quite funny. She makes, she'll crack jokes and she sings like Bohemian Rhapsody and she just makes it quite fun. I really like her workouts online, but I also really like the Betty Rocker. So for more strength training type stuff, she does a lot on there that, again, most of it you could do body weights or use, some of that canned food that you might have, canned soup or whatever you have, water bottles. You can use that sort of stuff at home. Otherwise, look up Tabata training. So Tabata, Tabata training. Most of that's just done with body weight as well. So again, you can easily do that at home, but we know that exercise helps to keep us healthy and well. If you are not on self-isolation and you can still go outside, go for a walk in the sunshine. And that's a really big thing to support health and wellness as well, is to be in the sun. Sunshine gives us vitamin D, and your immune system can't work properly without vitamin D. So getting that sunshine is really important. Getting out into the fresh air, that's something else. And I posted something on this yesterday in my stories, actually. I was talking about air quality and how that also, we need to have good air quality for our health and well-being. So, right now you can't really tell, but that back door is open. I've shut my front door just for noise. But otherwise, keeping all of that stuff open as much as you can to get fresh air. We know that indoor air quality tends to be worse than outdoor air quality, especially if you're still using chemicals and things like that in the house, which I hope that you're not. But for us, we clean everything with Thieves Household Cleaner. I recommend that you do a little Google search on thieves. Just Google search thieves and Weber State University. But this is the only cleaning products that we have in our house. And then diffusing don't know which way I have to move, but you can see my diffuser going in the background as well. We diffuse 24/7 because diffusing does help to cleanse and to purify the air, so it's amazing for health and well-being. What else? What do I want to talk about? I've written down a few things because there's lots to actually discuss. Staying hydrated. That's another big thing. You've got to make sure that you drink enough and that you are well hydrated to keep you feeling healthy and well at the same time. So again, coffee and that sort of stuff, caffeine actually dehydrates you, so that does not count. You know, your cups of black tea does not count toward your water consumption. Herbal tea, yes, sure, but otherwise, you know, just a good old glass of water. Again, you can put some essential oils in there if you want. We like citrus oils in there or peppermint or something like that. Otherwise, again, have a cup of bone broth. You know, that's totally fine for you to do as well. Make sure you decrease stress. Stress decreases your immune function as well. So again, you know, whatever helps to de-stress you, whether that's prayer, meditation, journaling, just chatting with people, whether that's via social media or the telephone, you know, whatever. I had a gorgeous friend, Dale, who I still have yet to call back. She rang me earlier just saying, I know you're in self-isolation, so I wanted to make sure you talk to a human today. So making sure that you talk to people to help with your stress levels as well is really important. If you saw me on the Young Living tour, one of the things that I do for stress management is puppy cuddles every day. So again, often you see me in my stories sitting on the couch doing work from there because the dogs just cuddle around me and it's just really beautiful and it's a good way to de-stress. Make sure you get joy into your day every day as well, because it's pretty hard to be stressed when you've got joy. So find something that brings you happiness and joy, whatever that is for you. The other thing you need to do is make sure that you sleep. Yeah, so like a minimum of 7 hours, but from a health and well-being perspective, I really aim more for like 8 or 9 hours every night. And if you feel like you need a rest during the day, just take it. That helps to keep us healthy and well, right? Because sleep is the time where we rest and we restore. So I think that's really important as well. Making sure that your lymphatic system is moving. So our blood has a pump, our heart, right, to get blood pumping through the body, but the lymphatic system doesn't have that, doesn't have a pump, so we need to actually get it moving. Your lymphatic system is part of the immune system, so make sure that you are getting movement. So again, exercise comes into that, right? Just making sure, like right now I'm at the stand-up desk, so making sure you're standing up, but again, moving. Dry brushing is something else that you can do every single day to keep that lymphatic system moving as well. Okay, supplementation I think is a huge thing as well. And again, if you saw me on the Young Living tour, I gave a statistic, which is pretty shocking, but it shows why, in my opinion, supplementation is not optional, it is necessary. Because we just simply don't get the nutrients that we need to from food alone. So the USDA actually said in 1953 that 2 peaches supplied the recommended daily allowance of vitamin A for an adult woman. But today, a woman would have to eat 53 peaches to get the required amount. So that's just a quick, easy example to show that, hey, you actually do need to make sure that you are supplementing to bridge the gap. But again, to help keep us healthy and well, we got to make sure that we don't have any nutrient deficiencies. And things like zinc, that's a huge one to keep us healthy and well, but zinc is one of the first things to go when we're feeling stressed. So often supplementation can come in there. So a few of the things that we take every day, I'll just show you some of the stuff. Nature Red, I even give this to the dogs, but this is our antioxidant drink. So just 30 mils, so like 1 shot glass of it has the antioxidant equivalent to 814 blueberries. So again, you're getting a huge, bang for your buck sort of thing with that. I think that's a great thing. We have that every single day, and Chris loves it. I have to tell him to stop drinking it because he will just power through it so quickly. We also take Omega-Gize because this has vitamin D in it. It has essential fatty acids in the form of fish oil here, but it also has CoQ10, which is a really powerful antioxidant as well. However, we also take extra fish oil on top of that because, again, we know that fish oil is so important for health and well-being that we take extra on top of our omega G's as well, just because we don't want to go over the RDA of CoQ10 from the omega G's. So we do take extra as well. Probiotics. Probiotics are huge, again, gut health when it comes to immune health. So at the moment, I'm doing a candida and parasite cleanse. So I'm taking a specific probiotic called N-biotic, just because it helps to kill the biofilm around candida. So that's the one that I'm taking. Chris had been taking, and there's only a few left, of this energy biotic. We also, like when I travel with this. It's a chewable, but it doesn't need to be kept in the fridge, which is cool. So I like that one when I travel. And then it's not opened yet because I'm doing the other stuff. Young Living does have a specific probiotic called Life9. So that's a great one to take. I personally like to take probiotics before bed so they have all night to do their thing without having to compete with any sort of gastric juices and that sort of stuff. We also take Olive Essentials. This is a new Young Living product, but it's really high. It's got olive leaf, but it's high in hydroxytyrosol, and hydroxytyrosol is a very potent antioxidant, so we take that every day as well. We like the chewable vitamin C. We just really like this one. So we both take anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 milligrams every day, spread throughout the day, for health and well-being. We've also been chewing on these Armaforce immunobursts. So they're just like a little tiny thing that you chew and it squirts some stuff in your mouth, which is echinacea. So from a herbal perspective, things like echinacea, astragalus, mushroom as well are some things that are really good for health and well-being, we'll say. But these little things, yeah, they've got echinacea in there, they've got peppermint and lemon and eucalyptus oil in there, and also manuka honey. So we've been liking those. And then mineral essence, which tastes icky, but it's got great minerals in there for health and well-being. So things like zinc are in here, and 60 other trace minerals are in there as well. And then I think that's kind of all I wanted to say in terms of what we have here. But again, I don't have it here because I don't take it, but something else that's a really good product if you know that you need a bit of extra support here. Metagenics have a few different super mushroom products. So some of them, like you can get super mushroom with astragalus already in it. So it's up to you. Again, that's a practitioner only product. I can get that for you, or any health food shop that has a naturopath or nutritionist around you should be able to get that as well. So you can look at that at the same time if you want. And then of course, I'm not gonna not talk about essential oils when it comes to health and well-being and staying above the wellness line, because I think that they're really important. If you're like me and you need science, go to PubMed, so P-U-B-M-E-D, it stands for public medicine, and just do some research in there around essential oils, and that will give you some good scientific information. But there are a few that we like to use every day. So I thought I put it somewhere here, but Thieves, for example, is one that we like to use every day under our feet. Thieves and Lemon, which is upstairs because I put it on after my shower today. Thieves and Lemon under our feet in the morning every day. Lately, we've been doing it twice a day, morning and night. Also with another essential oil called Emu Power as well, but again, that's upstairs. I also like to use Purification. I tend to just like to rub it onto my throat. It's a really beautiful scent. But there's lots of other oils that you can use there, but those just tend to be sort of our day-to-day sort of thing. So again, lots of different things to support your health and well-being and to make sure you stay above that wellness line. So again, pay attention to your diet, eat whole real foods and ditch the refined carbohydrates and the sugar. Make sure you're supporting your gut health. So again, getting rid of gluten and different grains that can upset your stomach. And then make sure you're drinking your bone broth and taking collagen if you want to do that as well. Eat your key nutrients, so things like your zinc, your vitamin C, your essential fatty acids, antioxidants. Make sure you get your vitamin D, so go out in the sunshine. Make sure you do your exercise. Have fresh air in the house, right? Open up your windows. Diffuse if you've got your diffuser. Decrease your stress. Oh, and obviously, sorry, I should have mentioned hand hygiene, obviously, right? Yeah, make sure you're washing your hands properly. So again, warm water, and then make sure you actually rub your hands together. I sing the ABC song to make sure that I'm actually washing my hands for long enough. So sing your ABCs and then rinse them. Make sure you dry your hands completely to stop the regrowth of stuff there. Sleep and rest. Take your supplements, get some movement in, do some dry brushing, whatever you need to do to get that lymphatic system moving. Take all of your supplements and use your essential oils. Hope that was beneficial. Let's all stay above the wellness line and make sure you're being kind to one another and don't hoard the toilet paper. Thanks, guys.